ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure by now you've seen the images coming out of New York. Man, did they get placed underwater on this one. They are underwater, but they're not alone. New Jersey also flooded, and so did Connecticut. So this was pretty widespread. So what happened was New York, New Jersey, Connecticut got 2 months worth of rain in under 24 hours. And the flooding was bad. All of my New York and northern New Jersey and Connecticut subscribers, let me know if you saw all of the flooding where you are. You might be in an area where it did not flood that bad, but just let me know in the comment section. I'm going to show you a video and I'll be right back with the rest of my commentary.
State of emergency in New York, a deluge of 2 months worth of rain falling on the city in 24 hours, causing severe flooding in some areas. Samara Theodore is here with the latest as things dry out a bit. Samara, good morning.
Good morning. So yesterday's powerful and moisture-laden storm capped off New York City's second wettest September on record as torrential rainfall left those in transit in dangerous and simply impossible situations.
This morning, New Yorkers drying out after a dangerous deluge left many areas underwater from record-breaking rain. Over the last 24 hours, unrelenting rain turning roads into rivers, cars stranded as people flee for dry ground, and millions of New Yorkers urged to shelter in place. In New Jersey, a state of emergency, floodwater swamping roads, making travel dangerous and nearly impossible. In Fairfield, watch as a firefighter hoists a driver over his shoulders, rescuing him from the stranded car in the middle of a flooded street, one of at least 18 rescues throughout the region. In New York, states of emergency in New York City and the Hudson Valley, one of the Big Apple's wettest days on record, with more than half a foot of rain falling. The NYPD sharing video of this sea lion that escaped from its enclosure due to the flooding, but returned without leaving the zoo. The torrential downpour sending water cascading down stairs at subway stations. The system coming to a complete halt as rain poured through openings and cracks. This video showing water shooting out of the wall at the 7th Avenue subway station in Manhattan.
Get off right here.
Riders on this city bus in a panic as water surges inside. Drivers abandoning their cars on the FDR highway on Manhattan's east side. At the city's LaGuardia Airport, one terminal shut down as waters rise. More than 1,000 flights canceled or delayed. Hard-hit Brooklyn receiving nearly a month's worth of rain in just a few hours. Vehicles plowing through flooded roads and floating trash. A whirlpool forming over a storm drain. Brooklyn's 4th Avenue looking like a lake. SUVs creating waves as drivers test their luck despite the dangerous conditions.
And you know what's wild about all this? As we see the ramifications of climate change persist, events like this will be more frequent. So let's see what we ended with here. So at JFK Airport, they saw 8.6 inches of rain. That was their wettest day on record since they began keeping that in 1948. And we saw rain totals high in even Norwalk, Connecticut, just over 5.5 inches there. So what happens next with this system? We're almost done through the thick of it, but we could still see one last heavy wave of rain over Long Island this morning by about 3 p.m. this afternoon, the last of it moving through New England, and then we're drying out. As far as totals go, generally speaking, about 1 inch, but we could see 1 to 2 inches on Long Island near Brookhaven. That's a look at the forecast.
Okay, so here's another shot of New York so you can see how bad it really got. Now, I remember that rain and I remember the heavy winds that came with it. So, New Jersey, New York, both called a state of emergency, and there was also flooding in Connecticut. They said this is probably the wettest fall they have seen in probably the last decade. So people had to be rescued, and the flooding is, I mean, I've seen flooding in New York before, but this by far had to be one of the worst I've seen in a long time. So the state of emergency will remain in effect for the next 6 days. This is according to Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York. No deaths were reported from the storm. And this is what she said during the press conference. A hospital in Brooklyn had to be temporarily closed after the extreme rainfall. There were power outages. NYC Health and Hospitals said Saturday they had to move 120 patients to other facilities. And wow, Con Edison had to make repairs to the electrical system. Repairs could take 7 days. This is according to the hospital. They had a power failure at the hospital, of all places. So, heavy rainfall caused New York City to receive 5.86 inches of rain. And this was in under 24 hours. And Central Park got 8.67 inches of rain. JFK International Airport in New York, they got 4.87 inches of rain. I mean, and LaGuardia also that same amount. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So they said altogether, New York City alone got hit with 14.21 inches of rain. That is absolutely crazy. So they're advising people to stay home, and MTA workers to maintain service for commuters throughout the day. And, I mean, what can you do? You're going to have to wait for this water to recede. It's not very much you can do. So, the governor was saying, unfortunately, this is what we have to expect is the new normal. Overall, for the calendar day of the month, Friday was the second wettest day in New York City in the last decade, behind 2021 when it saw 7.1 inches of rain in a single day. And I did a video on that. I did a video on that. And that was actually a remnant of Hurricane Ida that did that back in 2021. The Friday storm was the seventh wettest day on record for the city since 1869. There have been roughly 56,000 days recorded in Central Park, and this is the top 10 wettest out of all of them, even for Central Park. So on Saturday, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts also saw rain showers and flooding. They got 2 inches of rain in certain areas of Long Island, and some areas got 3 inches or more. The rain mostly stayed in the area through the morning, but around the afternoon, there was a slight chance for a few light showers throughout New York City. Any rain or sprinkles in New York City should end by mid-afternoon. So the rain really is over. We didn't get any rain today, but it's been cloudy. So y'all, and they're fighting over the government staying open. And you already right by the day, they're still fighting back and forth when I went out there to look. So, right now, there was no final bill passed to stop the government from shutting down. And from what I understand, they got to get it done at least by midnight. And they're still going back and forth the last time I looked. So, the White House said Joe Biden was briefed today and again today on the flooding in New York City. And he will continue to receive updates. FEMA remains prepared and ready to assist. Oh, FEMA ain't crap, y'all. Look, I've been through Hurricane Sandy, and I can tell you FEMA did absolutely nothing for us. Okay. They do nothing for us. So, please tell me what you think about the story, and my New York subscribers and my subscribers in Connecticut and also in northern part of New Jersey. Let me know if you were impacted by the flooding in the comment section. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.